Peter Haring stays, 3 players leave Hearts, and Josh Ginnelly doesn't know if he wants to live in the north of Scotland or the south of England. Welcome back, guys, to Sun Scotland TV here. Little update on some Hearts players. So Peter Haring has agreed to stay at Hearts. He has signed a 1-year extended deal that will keep him here for another year. And you know what? I think his headband's going to stay as well. I mean, who really cares? Peter Haring, he's an okay player. I'm not going to get too excited about Peter Haring staying. At the same time, if he left, I wouldn't get too annoyed about him leaving. I think he's an okay player. He's not one of our key players. He's not one of our worst players. He's just there. He's just Peter Haring. So I can't get too excited. I can't get too upset. I can't get too happy about Peter Haring. And speaking of not being upset, we've got Gary Mackay-Steven, the Rolls-Royce Michael Smith, and Ross Stewart, who's played like, what, 1 game in the past? I think he's played like 1 game in his Hearts history. What chance does Ross Stewart have at Hearts? Seriously. With Sander Clark is the number 2, Craig Gordon is the number 1. I mean, Ross Stewart probably should have left last year. Now, I get it. I mean, Craig Gordon is getting old. Craig Gordon will retire. But I just don't think Ross Stewart's ever good enough. Anytime I've seen him play, he doesn't look like someone that can be the Hearts number 1. I genuinely feel like if Gordon retired and Sander Clark moved on, I think a priority would be getting a new goalkeeper in. So for me, Ross Stewart is not good enough to be number 1. Is he good enough to be number 2? I don't know. Maybe, but maybe at his career, he'd rather be number 1. And I'm sure he can get a club. I'm sure there'll be lots of clubs looking for a number 1 goalkeeper. I just don't think he will be number 1 for a team like Hearts. Michael Smith, been a great servant for the club. Sad to see him go, but his best days are behind him, so we can't sit here and pretend that he is still a key player for us. He's not. Atkinson is the best right back that we have at the club, and Michael Smith, his days are gone. I believe he's like 35, 36 now as well, so he doesn't have the legs that he used to have. So yeah, no surprise to see him go. Gary Mackay-Steven, speaking of not having legs, this guy hasn't really this guy hasn't been in his prime for a long time, man. It's been at least like 3, 4, 5 years since this guy was at his best. So again, I'm not too bothered to see Gary Mackay-Steven go. In his prime though, what a player. Unfortunately, Hearts didn't get Gary Mackay-Steven in his prime. We got Gary Mackay-Steven when he was on the decline. So it is what it is. Like, he's been an okay player. I'm not going to bash him. I think if we got Gary Mackay-Steven when he was at his best, then what a player he could have been for us. But unfortunately, we did not. And as for Josh Ginnelly, like 1 minute he's talking about he wants to be at Hearts, he likes being here, he enjoys being here, he wants to commit his future here. And then the next minute he talks about his family being in England and he misses them and he wants to go back down there. I am not convinced he's going to stay. I think if he was going to stay, I think he would have signed the contract already. I don't see what the hold-up is now. I mean, come on, we're finished the season. The last league game's over. If Josh Ginnelly was going to be here next season, then I think he would have been here. Plus, the fact that we don't have a permanent manager probably makes it trickier. Signing Josh Ginnelly makes his future less secure. He doesn't know if Naismith's going to be there. He doesn't know if a new manager's going to be there. He doesn't really know. So it's just that it's a really bad time to have players' contracts running out when you don't have a permanent manager in place. So I think Josh Ginnelly personally will probably end up leaving the club, which is a shame because I really enjoy Josh Ginnelly. I like Josh Ginnelly, I think he's good, and I'd like him to stay for a long time at Hearts, but I just don't see it happening, guys. Anyway, that's it. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Josh Ginnelly will stay? Do you think Josh Ginnelly will go? That is the big question. Will he go, or will I go, or will I stay now? There you go. Will he stay, will he go? Let us know in the comments below. The rhymes are sick. Right, till next time. Peace.